There are some famous people out there that say that cold exposure is beneficial. I definitely feel alive in my nipple region anyway. I would say this type of weather is not the norm for our area now. It's after New Year, so usually that's when this stuff happens, and my heat in the van just went out this morning. So I'm hoping it's only like a coolant issue, hopefully not a heater core replacement type deal. This also makes me want to go out and buy a four-wheel drive vehicle because this thing is garbage in the snow and ice. I've got 50 cold swings done for the day. I'm going to do 50 later. I did the 5 a.m. class at the gym this morning with my buddies. I have some funeral things to deal with that's going to last most of the day around lunchtime, so I'm going to get to those a little bit later. All right, as you can see, I have my fancy clothes on. It's pretty rare I get this dressed up, but we had a funeral earlier today. Pretty somber type of day, as to be expected. I was finishing up my swings today. I was doing some cleans, just some variation, just to change it up for the sake of novelty. But it's interesting, me being in the position that I'm in. Most of my family and my friends know what I do for a living. So I teach people how to get in shape / stay in shape, get in really good shape, take care of their nutrition. But usually the conversation goes to like, what kind of workout should I do? How long should I work out? I had someone ask me yesterday, hey John, you're looking really good. I haven't seen you in a long time. Are you doing that plant-based thing again? I'm not really sure where again came from because I've never been a fully committed plant-based guy. Fruits and vegetables are important, obviously, but I'm not a plant-based guy. I don't really knock it, but it's not for me. But it's interesting how people assume you have to do these things in order to be healthy or work out like this to get this type of body or what have you. These type of workouts are what you need to do. It's just so interesting because most people that struggle with this, they struggle with it forever, for all of their lives. And when someone passes away that's close to you, you start to think about the brief time that we have here, how much quality we have, not just like careers and relationships and things like that, but just how we feel. And most people don't know how bad they actually feel. tired, wore out, achy, just, suboptimal is normal for most people, so they don't really understand how much better they could have it if they made some consistent daily choices over time. And it's not as hard to get in shape if you're like slightly out of shape. But the task seems so insurmountable for so many people. It has to be just something that you do. I work out at least 3 times a week. I think 3 times a week is a great place for most people. If you sit down a lot, maybe you need to walk more in addition to like consistent planned workouts. Working out in the yard, doing yard work, these are physical tasks, yes, but they're never as consistent as you think they are. I've done a lot of manual labor in my life. I grew up in the backwoods of Cottontown, Tennessee, chopped firewood every summer for months on end, so we had firewood for the winter, and it's just something you did. It's not enough, and I know it's not enough because my dad has been that way his whole life. He's always worked with his hands and taking care of the house, taking care of the property, but it's not enough. And he has health issues now. Heart disease runs in the family. Everyone in the family seems to struggle with some sort of heart disease related type of issue. I'm still feeling good. All my numbers are good. I probably need to have another physical in the next few months. I think it's been almost a year, but it's something that I do consistently, if not every day. I'm moving around every day. I'm not eating like a jerk off every day. We were in Gatlinburg for a few days, and yeah, I ate a lot of calories. But we walked everywhere. That was the point, because I wanted to be able, because I knew I wasn't going to work out at a gym. I'm not going to drop into a CrossFit gym. I'm on vacation, so I'm going to enjoy my vacation, so we walk around. But you have to be able to do these things all the time. And I would imagine if, I don't want to say normal people, but if the average American went on a vacation like we did, where we walked, I think Lindsay said we walked almost 8 miles one day. I don't even think some people can walk a single mile without feeling, lightheaded, out of breath, and weak and about to keel over. But you have to do these things every day. And that's why the 100 swings a day, man, it's a great place to start. You can throw in variations as you go, but you're taking a committed time to yourself, so you can be, the best version of yourself, so you can give the best version of yourself to your family and your community. I just think that's a great way to live it out and not have to play catch up towards the end of your life. I see so many people that have a hard time getting up off the couch, have a hard time getting up off the toilet. I rented this house in Cottontown when I moved back from Nashville, when I moved closer to my dad, and they had this toilet in there, and it was almost like it had to have been 5 or 6 inches higher than the average toilet, and it was very noticeable when I sat down on it. And an older couple lived there for a long time, and she ended up buying another house after her husband passed away, and she rented this house out because it's a big family property. And it's kind of ironic in the human need to make things easier, like making couches that sit higher, toilets that sit higher, making things lighter, keeping things, at waist level so we don't have to bend over to get stuff up or reach up high. In our attempt to make our lives easier, we are becoming weaker and weaker, and you can see it all over the place, especially in America. That disease, sickness, I don't even want to say a word that might pin it to what we all know what I'm talking about, the thing that's been floating around the world, the thing that made us shut down our entire society for a long time. There has not been a big discussion on the pursuit of health and wellness. There just hasn't, and I think it's probably because we can't make a lot of money with it. But imagine if we committed to ourselves in the way that we commit to our friends or our careers or our hobbies. If we committed to ourselves, our quality of life would be so much better, and we would be able to experience that over the entire span of our life, instead of just, oh, you're 20 years old, you won't be able to do that when I have 50 and 60-year-olds at the gym that are just killing it, and they're doing great, and they've been doing great, and they're going to continue to do great. And it's so sad to see people give up on themselves so early. And I don't know, it sucks. I know that my family is hurting in this time, you know, with my aunt passing away. My dad is having probably a harder time than he's letting on, because it makes you think about just in the blink of an eye, someone can be gone, and it makes you think, you know, what do I value? What do I express in my value? You can say whatever you value, it doesn't matter to me. But how you spend your time and how you spend your money will dictate what you actually value. So take the time, swing a freaking kettlebell, you know, do some curls on my squat rack. Yes, the curl bar is literally in the squat rack. And that's okay, because I do whatever I want to do. But what I want to do is live an awesome, fulfilling, strong, and healthy life. I owe that to my wife, I owe it to myself, I owe it to my kids. And I would just encourage you, block off some time where you say, this time is for me, so I can be the best version of myself, therefore making the rest of the world a better place. That's just what I'm gonna rant on for the day. I'm gonna go change out of these clothes and get some food. I encourage you to do something. Get off of your behind and do something. Go for a walk. You don't need a kettlebell, you don't need a squat rack, you don't need a barbell. Go for a walk. Walk every day. And then maybe 2 weeks from now, you walk a little faster and you walk a little farther. Anyway, I could go on forever. See you guys later. Bye. Well, we've had many adventures in the old Buff Bus, but it is time to move on. We got big plans for this year, and the Buff Bus cannot take us where we want to go. Right, Liddy?